I am Doomsvince, and this is day 17 of Spawn Year.
I think the entire publication history of Spawn is actually just an elaborate and convoluted plot, orchestrated from the very beginning by Doomsvince to drive me insane. Somehow he knew that I would drink myself into a Mountain Dew-induced sugar coma, and that I would wind up here, where he could coax me into agreeing to any bizarre and ridiculous activity he could dream up in payment for my alleged eventual return to normality. Somehow, through dark, unholy, primordial forces beyond human comprehension, Doomsvince orchestrated a plan not to coerce Todd McFarlane into creating an intolerable comic book, but one with a lot of broad, sweeping issues in plotting and characterization with just enough genuine originality to make me that much angrier at the broad, sweeping issues. Doomsvince must have planted the idea in McFarlane's head to do the Spawn Batman crossover with Frank Miller right in the middle of narrative choices that would make me consider smashing my head against a tombstone, so that Grant Morrison could take the reins for a whole story arc. Not knowing if Morrison was just filling in for one issue like Moore, Miller, and Gaiman, I thought yesterday I may have just gotten a short reprieve. But no. Doomsvince is toying with me by supplying a short but steady stream of not decent writing, but outstanding writing. He wants me to feel comfortable, to let my guard down, just long enough to really smash my brains into a tombstone when the creativity and common sense goes away again. Like getting a Chipotle burrito, eating a quarter of it, and then having it taken away and replaced with Taco Bell. I don't mean to imply that Todd McFarlane is a Taco Bell. Clearly, he's not. He's a person. As I've said before, his art is off the charts, but he's not a very experienced writer in these books, and his story isn't well thought out. In writing, compared to Morrison, he is a Taco Bell. As an artist, he's definitely a Chipotle. But we have the best of both worlds here, because in McFarlane's absence, starting last issue, we have Greg Capullo drawing, and he's not exactly a Taco John's himself. His art is very comparable to McFarlane's, maybe not quite as splashy, but pretty close. And the style and energy of the art and the layouts is exactly the same. This issue didn't blow me away like the last one, but it has a lot of custodial duties to tend to, primarily letting Al in on what psychoplasm is by having Malbolgia bring him to Simmonsville and introducing him to Anti-Spawn. I somewhat resist Al having to learn about something we already know about, but dealing with the personal implications of knowing he's made of the same stuff Hell is made of, while also introducing us to the substance and revealing Wynn's connection to Malbolgia would have been too much to digest in one issue. As a result, this one is less dense, but still well-paced and exciting. I like the nightmare Spawn has to experience of seeing physical, twisted manifestations of his own memories just after digging up his own grave. I also like that, given Anti-Spawn is a major adversary since he was created by angels for the sole purpose of killing Spawn, their battle is too big to be resolved in a single issue, but starts fairly early in this one. The issue ends with the two combatants seeming to have just gotten warmed up, but finally, a real challenge for Spawn, someone that can actually damage his symbiotic costume. The idea of the costume being alive has been hinted at before, but is fully confirmed here, and I like that we see other creatures from Hell talking about the rules of the suit, and that it's bonded to his nervous system. I love how unapologetically off the wall Morrison and Capullo are sometimes, and everyone in the book plays it so straight it's easy to just accept, like the fact that Anti-Spawn has a belt with a Spawn logo and a slash through it. There's also a short scene with Wanda telling Terry she feels Al's presence, like he's still around, and given that Spawn's activities, such as they've been, have affected their lives but they don't know it, I buy her gut feeling, and it doesn't come off as some flaky, vague soul connection or something. Right now, I'm loving Spawn Year. I could do this for 11 more months. But I'm no Violator. I can think more than a day ahead. I don't know if Doomsvince really has the power to manipulate the production of Spawn's publication just to screw with my head, but I'm keeping my guard up. So I'll enjoy my Chipotle when I can get it. but I'm always going to wake up in the morning fully expecting Taco Bell. Signed, Captain Logan.